as young girls growing up, did you experience any microaggressions? So we're going to get into it now. For those that don't fully understand, when we talk about unconscious bias, it's wordplay. Some people want to talk about someone's not a conscious racist. I mean, what does that mean? I always find unconscious bias is a very polite way. We're trying to find a way to not offend people by basically, not calling them racist, but whatever way you want to look at it. Microaggressions, have you experienced, any scenarios, any situations where you could say, you know what, that's not right?
Yes.
Yeah, I think we've experienced loads of it growing up, but I think when we were younger, we didn't have the tools to acknowledge
That's what it was.
what it was. You just thought, oh.
It's your friendship groups as well. It's being young.
And you brush it off and you're like, oh, you don't really think that much of it. But as you get older and you get more educated, obviously we've done our degrees, learning things from you, you then start to deep the comments and you're like, hang on.
That wasn't right. That wasn't appropriate.
Yeah.
Such as what? You got to elaborate. What comments, when you look back, because that's what happens, we look back and think, now that I've got better knowledge, what happened for you to be thinking that wasn't right, now that I've got a better understanding?
So skin comparison. So constant for me, I know I'm quite like light-skinned, right? There's no melanin in me, Jesus. But it was always compare their arms to each other. Like, but I'm browner than you. And I'm like, I don't know what point you're trying to prove.
They come back from holiday and go, look, I'm blacker than you are.
Like, good for you, hun. But I'm still mixed race. Like, my dad's still, do you know what I mean? The guy's still brown. Like, it's not changing just because you've now come back and got a bit of a tan. That, and then hair.
Hair, that's a big one. We're going to get onto that. Look, I had lovely hair back in the day. I've decided to take it all off and go clean shaven, but I'll be back on the face, but not the head top. But, hair's a big thing. So people don't understand. They think, you're being overly sensitive. You've heard me talk about the fact with my hair and the dreadlocks, it meant something to me. If I could grow my hair out, I would have grown my hair out. It's deeply offensive when people want to put you down. They want to mock you. And, they might want to touch your hair. So I'm pretty sure this is going to trigger something from you guys.
Triggered. I'm triggered.
You can go for it. Hair is a big deal. It's part of your body. It's part of your identity. But people, they feel they can maybe come into your personal space. So talk to me about it. Hair.
Should we go with hair touching first?
Where do I begin?
Yeah.
I mean, I've only started my curly hair journey. Obviously, I've got braids at the minute. In 2019, it was first year of uni. Obviously, we mentioned we grew up in an all-white town. So my hair was straight from the get-go. I'd get it relaxed. I'd get it straightened to the point it literally just frazzled off onto the floor. You guys could just smell burning in the house.
I could always smell
What
cooked.
is that smell? Candy straight in her hair. It would take hours.
And what? That is to fit in, right?
Yeah, it's to fit in because you go into school,
Everyone's got straight hair.
and they'd be like, oh, what's wrong with your hair? Why does it look like that? Then I want to touch it. So yeah, I would straighten it, I'd relax it. And even then when it was relaxed, people go like, oh, why does your hair look like that?
Yeah.
Why is it so greasy? Why is it so clumped together?
Wash cycles, people couldn't get their head around that. Like,
I couldn't go swimming.
Didn't want to go swimming, right? Because who else got time? I'm not drying my hair. I'm also not going around for the rest of Friday afternoon with wet curly hair. But the wash cycles, people don't understand when you've got mixed race or afro hair. You don't have to wash it as often. Like, I could go back in the day, I don't do it anymore because I've changed my hair routine, but I could go weeks and weeks without having to wash my hair. And it would still be straight because of I was using the wrong products, right? But it would still be straight. People could not get their head around the fact that I wasn't washing my hair. Yeah, every other day.
You've not washed your hair in a week. I'm like, I don't need to.
I was like, I don't have 24 hours to do my hair again. I ain't got the time for it.
But hair can be self-cleansing. People don't understand you're just washing out the nutrients anyway.
Exactly.
By constantly washing,
and curlier hair or coarser hair textures, they need that oil. The oil doesn't go all the way down your hair. So if you wash it, your hair's going to be dry. It's going to break off. I go 2 weeks sometimes without washing my hair. Obviously, I've got my braids in now. This ain't getting washed for about 2 months. And that's cool.
But when it comes out, it's going to be really strong and healthy.
Oh, it's going to be amazing.
It's always a good thing for you, isn't it, when you've done that?
Yeah, you have your braids, get a little, protective styling, and then afro will be back.
We had a lot of repairing to do. Like Candy alluded to, when you're surrounded in a very white town, everyone's hair is straight. There's very little people that had kind of curly hair, but even then it was wavy. I want to fit in. I want to wear my hair in a ponytail. But I can't wear it in a ponytail if it's curly because it looks like a pom-pom, right? And like, you get the odd little comments. My favourite comment, I'm not going to lie, when I was younger, I was like, oh, pubed. And I'm like, oh, come on, grow up about my hair. So I'm rocking my pubed today. Like, it's just ridiculous, the kind of comments and stuff that come out.
Going all natural?
But I'm having my hair curly.
Yeah.
I would very rarely wear my hair curly at school. But also, we didn't have that kind of culture around us to do our hair properly.
Yeah. I understand that.
Like,
that's one of the reasons I grew my locks.
I mean,
because I didn't have time to go barbers, and who's got time for this? And do you know what I mean? You get your hair braided, and it would only be if a member of family come up, they could do your hair. So it was long. I get that. But, you know, I've always been really proud and loved it, but it's always easy for me to say when you all go all natural, you know, I'm like, ooh, I love to see those curls. But, and now that you're old enough, you're able to embrace it, your confidence in your bodies. But when you're young, I understand it was difficult for you to do that. But I've always loved it when you do that. So
yeah, it's taken years to love it, but now I absolutely love my hair curly. Like, it's my best feature. I love it, and it's just crazy to me that my whole life
hated it.
I hated it. I'd straighten it. I'd cut it. I'd destroy it.
You was battering it. You was ruining it. But people might think, oh, well, you're spending a long time talking about hair. But going back to the microaggressions, it's really home in on the fact that what's evasive is when people want to step in and
grab your hair.
Let's be perfectly honest. It's white people that do it to black people.
Always.
Right? They will come in and they will touch your hair or grab your hair and say, oh, let me feel it. And people used to touch my locks. Like,
people grab obviously I've just had my braids in a couple of weeks ago. I switch between braids and curly every couple of months to give my hair a break. The second I've got a new hairstyle, I literally, the night before I go into work or somewhere, I'm thinking, oh,
I'm going to have hands.
Who's going to touch my hair today? And lo and behold, it'll be 6 minutes past 9 and I'm in the group chat. Already had my hair grabbed by 3 people. People come in from all angles. They come from behind, so you can't even catch them. Do you know what I mean? It's just, before you know it,
that ping.
Someone's in your hair.
When it's curly and they want to do that little ping. Like,
oh, yeah.
But then people want to laugh it off, so people will be saying, you'd be overly sensitive.
Yeah,
but
and they go,
the thing is, you're stepping into someone's space. Like,
yeah, it's like
you don't do it the other way around.
This
it
is what
doesn't
I
happen
say.
the other way around.
And it's
right?
like touching a pregnant woman's belly. Like, you shouldn't be. I know people do it, but you shouldn't be doing that without their permission. It regardless of like whether it sounds petty or not, you don't need to be touching me at all.
Yeah, but their response is when you go, oh, like, don't touch my hair. They go, oh, but you can touch mine.
But
I don't want to touch your hair.
But I'm not touching yours.
Right, exactly.
No one's touching yours.
There's a deeper, we could really get into it and, you know, just go back historically. Do you know what I mean? People don't understand. It's like black people, you're petting them and, you know what I mean? You're looking at them differently and the surprise, and this is the microaggression, like, oh, I didn't realise you could do that, or don't you speak really well, and, you know, in your hair.
I didn't realise it'd be that soft.
So, I mean, where do these comments come from? You know, I'm on a level with you. Don't look at me as subpar and think that, be surprised by the fact that I can do something or look special. Do you know what I mean? And black people and black women and men, they were, people did sexualise them going way back. You know, there's a lot of historical stuff around black people and how they get mistreated because of the colour of their skin. So people doing the work means people need to probably listen to what we're talking about now, take on board what we're saying, also maybe go away and do a little bit of research and think, you know, what are the points they're trying to make? We're trying to put it in a way that you would understand that this is my personal space. I don't need to be hearing it. I don't need to be hearing it, and I certainly don't need you to be coming over from where you are to put your hands all up in my hair. You know, even I used to have it back in the day with locks, and I'd be like, what are you doing? Like, where are you going? I just don't appreciate it. I don't need that.
I know where your hands have been. Do you know how long it took me to get this curl curated this morning? Get off.
Yeah, so it's not all good. So we spent some time on that. I just think that's an educational piece. Hopefully people can understand what we're getting and where we're going now.